the production, the sonics of the song as well. The beat stays minimal, right? Letting his word shine for sure. But there's a subtle tension in the background. Like something is always building but never fully releases. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Goat-Worthy Reactions, where we mainly like to focus on the goats on this channel. And today we're focusing on a unicorn who is Ren. We're back with Lose All Faith. Lost All Faith, excuse me, sorry. Lost All Faith. So this one's been highly suggested as well. So let's get right into it, man. I want to waste no time. I just want to say thank you for all the Patreons, all the YouTubers, everybody who's been following, and everybody who's been supporting, man. If you want to continue to support, I'm going to leave the PayPal link in the description, as well as the Cash App. Or if you want to Zelle me, just hit me up and we'll figure something out. I really appreciate it. You guys have been hella helpful. The comment section alone has been helpful. I read all I didn't always have time to read comments all day because I used to work 70 hours a week. But now I have so much more time. I'm reading more comments, getting to know everybody. It's just like, I love it, man. It really like motivates me every day, man. You guys keep me motivated. And I don't. So typically in this during time, knowing myself, I'd get really low through these times, right? Ever since my accident or whatever, I always find like dark corners. Like I look for them. You know what I'm saying? It's just in my personality. I just look for dark corners all the time. And it's not that I want to feel bad for myself. I just don't. I want to feel bad for myself. I don't want anybody else to feel bad for me. So like I hide, go in my corner, and just, you know what I mean? And just destroy myself almost. You know what I mean? And yeah. So anyways, I'm glad I have a reason to get up every day, you know what I mean? Get in front of a camera and force myself, not in a bad way, but force myself to stay positive about it. There's people out here who support you. I mean, we're almost approaching 13K. Like, people out here are actually loving what you do. I can't ask for more than that. So let's get right into it. Ren Lost All Faith. It's a lyric video, so that's cool. So now I get to follow something. All right.
Damn. Mate, I'm in a bit of a rush right now.
You're a sick guy.
Thanks, mate.
You're a sick boy.
I've got to get out of this
You're a sick
train, mate.
boy.
I'm really
You know
sorry.
what I'm talking to, man. Hey, can I get a quick picture, mate?
Nah, mate, I've got to go,
Come on,
mate.
man, just a little cheeky little picture, mate.
I've really got to go, mate. I'm sorry, man.
Come on, come on.
Alright, fine, quickly.
I knew it was you, I knew it was you.
Alright, I'm a charming
Hey.
fella. I like drinking cans of Stella. See, I'm living for the weekend.
Hey, hold
Back
on,
up
hold
with
on.
salmonella in the
I gotta run it back, but I just feel like that's funny. I feel like that is so red. That's like a real skit, right? That's something we would really have. He's like, just a cheeky little picture, mate. Come on, man. He's like, all right, man, fine. Even when he says it, you can hear him smiling when he talks, when he goes, all right, man, fine. And he's like, I knew it was you, man. I could just picture, this shit should have had a video because that's hilarious. Oh, but then again, he's so good at not making videos for songs that you just paint the picture. I wouldn't be saying this, right, if there wasn't a video. So it's kind of cool that he didn't make a video. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. But I just thought that was like a very the song hasn't even started and I'm already talking, but it's just like, that's what Ren does, man. It's like, it was such a genuine intro. All right, but let's keep it going. I like the beat too.
Mate, I'm in a bit of a rush right now.
You're a sick guy.
Thanks, mate.
You're a sick guy,
You're a
man.
sick boy.
I've
Sick
got to get out of the
mind.
train, mate. I'm really
You know
sorry.
what I'm talking to, man. Hey, can I get a quick picture, mate?
Nah, mate, I've got to go,
Come on,
mate.
man, just a little cheeky little picture for the
I've really got to go, mate.
On
I'm
the
sorry,
Instagram.
man.
Come on, come on.
Alright, fine, quickly.
I knew it was you, I knew it was you.
Alright, I'm a charming fella. I like drinking cans of Stella. See, I'm living for the weekend. Back up abs and salmonella. Cinderella story raps to riches, minute full propeller. I'm Nigella Lawson stacking mozzarella. Only joking, I'm an introvert. Alone inside my room because my insides hurt. I contemplate existence with consistence in my polo shirt. Then reassert my confidence with compliments I don't deserve. I calm my nerves by plotting for the day that I might leave this earth. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Pain is my shepherd, my sword and my shield. I find my refuge in patience and pills. A patient that's patiently waiting for help. I don't ever seem to feel well. Can anybody save me from myself? There's blood on the leaves where I fell. Coming down. Burn the border, sons and daughters, law and order. Crave disorder, praise my selfish ways have come too late. I've lost my faith.
it's crazy what he just said because I was just saying something like that. I'm gonna have to run it back. I want to see what he said. What he said.
My sword and my shield, I find my refuge in patience and pills. A patient that's patiently waiting for help. I don't ever seem to feel well. Can anybody save me from myself? There's blood on the leaves where I fell. Coming down. Burn the border, sons and daughters, law and order. Create disorder, praise more selfish ways of come too late. I've lost my faith, I've lost my faith.
Yo. Only joking, I'm an introvert alone inside my room because my insides hurt. Like, I was just, before the song even started, I was just pretty much speaking towards that, right? Just being alone in my corner, in my room, and just in my dark corners, and just, you know what I'm saying? I can't be helped, you know what I'm saying? But he said, only joking, I'm an introvert alone inside my room because my insides hurt. I contemplate existing with consistency in my polo shirt. He said, then reassert my confidence with compliments I don't deserve. I calm my nerves by plotting for the day that I might leave this earth. Oh my God. Listen, I'm not saying I relate to that directly, but I did go through a time. When I was going through let's say a training, right? Pretty much a boot camp situation, right? It was for a job. And yeah, I was people were worried about me. They thought I was I was on teetering the edge, right? And I just feel like that, like, I always find ways for his lyrics to resonate with me. I always find ways. And it's funny because, like, it pulls me all the way. I just said this about an Eminem video the other day. Like, Eminem says lyrics that literally pull me all the way back to a old memory of when I was a kid that I have not, had I not heard that song, I would have not even thought about that. Like, a memory I didn't even know existed. Like, I had to get reminded. That's how far back it triggered, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like he does the same. So he does the same. He's triggered a certain memory. The other day I posted a Ren video and somebody in the comment section said, oh great, a Ren video with another reactor talking about Eminem. I'm just like, he was so mad. He was so offended. He was like, came to watch Ren reaction and ends up going on a spiel about Eminem. It was so funny. I'm just like, dude, you didn't understand that was a compliment? I'm sorry. But anyways, he said, yeah, only joking, I'm an introvert, alone inside my room because my insides hurt. I contemplate existing with consistency in my polo shirt. Then reassert my confidence with compliments I don't deserve. Like, just the like, even the flow pattern was dope. He said, I calm my nerves by plotting for the day that I might leave this earth, right? So this is where, like, Ren just kind of just pulls back the curtain, I would say, right? He's just exposing the vulnerability behind his outward persona. You know, he's only joking about just being that carefree, charming guy, but inside he's an introvert. So he's dealing with deep emotional pain is what he's trying to tell you. It's a mask what he's putting on, right? Like, he's fronting, right? So the contrast between, I guess, the witty lines about weekend antics and his, like, I guess, like, you can say his serious reflection on just existence, right? Kind of just creates more of a jarring switch, you know what I mean? So he's revealing how he uses humor. Well, humor, yeah, I would say he's using humor to mask his real feelings, his admission, right? His admission of, you know what he say? Plotting for the day that I might leave this earth. That just introduces, like, the darker freaking undercurrent of, you know, suicidal ideation and a reoccurring theme in Ren's music. Like, he's teetered with that idea before, you know, where his humor will cover up for some of the darkness blend that he puts in his work. Just the uncomfortability of just, you know, his raw words. But at the same time, he's an open book, though. He's an open book, right? I feel like when it's time to worry about Ren, you'll know. You know what I mean? Because he's such an open book with his followers that he don't want you to worry, so he'll guide you from that. He'll protect you from that. But when it's time to actually worry about him, I think his fan base knows him so well that they'll know it's time. You know what I mean? And we hope that time never comes. But I'm just saying, yeah. I like it. I like the bridge too, though. I lift my eyes. Oh shoot, my bad. What he said? He said, I lift my eyes to the hills. Pain is my shepherd, my sword, and my shield. He said, I find my refuges in patience and pills, a patient that patiently waiting for help. Oh my God. I just love the wordplay there. But here, like with the biblical imagery, you know what I'm saying? It's striking. You know what I'm saying? I would say Ren he's flipping, Psalms 23. So the Lord is my shepherd. And most people know that, even if you're not religious. But it just shows like the depth of his despair, right? Pain is what guides him, what defends him at the same time, and what he relies on almost, right? Because we've always said, like, it's not a weakness for his, but his disease, his struggles, everything he goes through, he turns that into gold, and it becomes his defense mechanism. It becomes the reason why he even becomes successful. Isn't that nuts? So it's like God puts his certain soldiers through certain battles, through certain wars, knowing they're going to win, so that they can become a beacon of hope for those who are struggling through the same thing and can get through that. All you need is hope. All you need is faith. I know the song is called Lost All Faith, but I'm just saying, speaking towards these lyrics, that is just what Ren represents, man. Straight up. Like, I don't care what anybody says. So the line, refugees and patient, refuge in patience and pills, pretty much it sums up his coping mechanisms, right? He's waiting almost like passively, but for something to change, but he's in a way just numbing himself in the meantime. It's crazy, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? He refers to himself as the patient, right? So he's emphasizing that he's waiting for healing, but there's like an underlining here where, like, will that help ever come? You know what I mean? It was a very like unsure moment when I was listening to it. Like it became almost unreal. I don't ever seem to feel well. Can anybody save me from myself? There's blood on the leaves where I fell, coming down. What he said? He said, "There's blood on the leaves where I fell, coming down." He said, so this is like a pre-chorus area, I guess, right? So he brings in that just raw vulnerability again, right? But he's acknowledging his constant state of not feeling well, though. You know what I'm saying? He's being real, physically or mentally, right? So the plea for someone to save him from himself just reflects the internal battle he's facing. You know what I mean? So the line, he says, what he said? Blood on the leaves where I fell, which is a reminiscence of, oh my gosh, what is that? Strange Fruit. Billie Holiday. Okay, so Billie Holiday, Strange Fruit, which to me is like almost haunting metaphor. Like it did creep me out a little bit, but the beat's a little upright, so it's got me a little. It got me through it, it got me through. But it's also it's to me it was a bit of a haunting metaphor for just to represent what? Violence and suffering, basically, right? So here he implies that his fall, his destruction, and I guess the lasting impact like it's had on him, he's coming down, right? So not just from a high or from, I don't know, life itself, but he's spiraling downward. You know what I'm saying? He's spiraling downward. So it's not just about the drug and what the drug can do to you. It's really just about the totality of his life and where the direction he's going in. Yes, the drugs have something to do with it, but at the same time, it's something that he depends on that he may at times abuse at the same time. But he can't run away from it because he's on medication, right? He lives off medication, but at times he has to show complete control because at times he can abuse it. Isn't that interesting? That's very interesting. So it takes a really strong person to be like Ren. You got to be super strong. You got to be able to depend on the drugs and at the same time control them and not let them control you. Wow. Ain't that crazy? That is insane. Let's keep it going.
You've awoke a beast, I'm a geezer on the streets. Mona Lisa, this is art, make her Mona Lisa, she needs money. Eeny, meeny, miny, Mohammed, Abi Ali. Please to comatose with psychosis, omens etched in my mind. Overdosed on pills and potions, a collection of mine. Split a Valium with a Zanny and I mix it with wine.
Hey, pull yourself together, mate. Pull your socks up, stand up straight. Look at you, you're such a mug. God, you're such a fucking stain. Honestly, I wouldn't be seen dead with you in public. Depressed and disorderly, it's like you fucking love it. Mug.
Maybe you're right, maybe it's friend. Do it again and again and again. Maybe I'm high, maybe I'm meant to live in a cycle of anti-survival like man. In a prism like Ben, shot the iris of the land. Make believe and play pretend. God's my witness at the end. With God is my witness. I walk through the valley of the shadow of sickness. I fear no evil, I need no forgiveness. Deliver me from temptation, he never listens. I don't ever seem to feel well. Can anybody save me from myself? There's blood on the leaves where I fell. Coming down. Burn the border, sons and daughters, law and order. Crave dishonor, praise my selfish ways. I've come too late. I've lost my faith. I've lost my faith.
Could you be the one? Yeah, no, could you be the one? Yeah, no, could you be the one? Good, could you be the one? Yeah, no, could you be the one? Yeah, no, could you be the one? Yeah, no, could you be the one? Good, could you?
What's crazy is that the software they're using to edit this video, I use the same software because I've seen about 2 or 3 editing tricks that I've used on some videos in the past, and I just thought that was funny. Thought I'd point that out.
I lift up my eyes to the hill. Pain is my shepherd, my sword and my shield. I find my refuge in patience and pills.
Poetry. It's straight up poetry, dog. It's straight up poetry. There's a little video here on the side that says he shouted me out with Knox Hill. So Knox Hill shouted him out in this song. I didn't hear it. I didn't catch it. I didn't catch that. But or it's Knox Hill. Is he clickbaiting? Is he capping? Trying to get them clicks? Oh man, I'm just joking. But yeah, man. I love that. I love that a lot. But he said burn the border, sons and daughters, law and order, crave disorder. My God. It's just like, this is poetry, dog. Poetry in motion. Praise my selfish ways. He said, I've come too late. I've lost all faith. I've lost my faith. So the chorus hits hard, man, but almost with a sense of like rebellion and loss, like as far as like description wise. But burn the border seems to like symbolize, I guess, destroying the boundaries or destroying or the limits in life, and just like possibly, I guess, societal or personal borders. We know he likes to speak on that a lot, but I feel like the following line, law and order, crave disorder, that speaks to the conflict between, I guess, the structured life where we're supposed to live and the chaos Ren feels he's inside of, right? So he's owning up to his own selfish ways, but at the same time recognizing that maybe he's been lost in his own pain for too long. I don't know. And he's trying to find redemption now, right? I've come too late, he says. And the final line, he said, I've lost all my faith. That's like the ultimate admission of hopelessness. You know what I mean? So as he feels like disconnected from a higher power, purpose, or hope, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad, but I just love the rawness of it. I love the realness of it. Was loving the beat, the instrumental. At this point in the song, after that chorus, like the instrumental has like almost a haunting quality to it. Like the melody seems to like float, creating a sense of just like, I don't know, weightlessness, right? Almost like you're adrift in Ren's world of just mental turbulence. Almost, it feels like, right? The production is very key in these situations, right? Very key, very important that you tap into the production. Don't just listen to the lyrics. We love Ren, we love his lyrics, all that. Ren probably produced this beat, so it's important that we bring much attention to the production, the sonics of the song as well. The beat stays minimal, right? Letting his word shine for sure. But there's a subtle tension in the background. Like something is always building but never fully releases, right? That's how it feels to me. Like this kind of mirrors the emotions in the lyrics perfectly. It's like that feeling of being on edge, always waiting for like the other shoe to drop. You know, the production complements Rent for sure. It complements his journey, you know, from humor to despair seamlessly, and also amplifying the haunting nature in his words. Like it's something to take heed to. Like we pay close attention to what he's saying here. You know, you've awoke a beast. I'm a geezer on the streets, Mona Lisa. This the art, make her moan at least. She needs my meat. He's stupid. Eeny, meeny, Muhammad. I be Ali. Pleased to meet you, mate. Who's the G? Not me. Oh man, he was getting silly on that verse. Not me. And a regular guy. Lady is with psychosis. He starts talking about his own shits. On men's etched in my mind. Overdose on pills and potions. A collection of mine. Split a Valium with a Xanny. I mix it with wine. Yikes, man. So I feel like he started to shift into more of an aggressive tone now, right? As far as flow wise, the beast has been awakened almost inside of him. And now I guess now we see like the alter ego, you know, the geezer on the streets, he says, right? He switches between, you know, highbrow references like Mona Lisa and more of a vulgar expression, using humor, I would say, and shock value to keep like the listeners, you know, on their toes. He can do that a lot, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they get offended by his shock value stuff. I don't. I'd be like, man, listen to Eminem. Well, don't listen to Eminem if this shocks you, right? He's comparing himself to Muhammad Ali, the greatest boxer of all time, well known, right? And Ren is embracing, which is who? The GOAT. And Muhammad Ali actually created the greatest of all time, GOAT, GOAT. So we got to pay some homage to him. LL Cool J was the first one to claim it, and he's credited for it in hip hop. But Muhammad Ali was the first one to. He's credited for the GOAT abbreviation, but it's almost like he's daring anyone to challenge him now, right? Throwing down the gauntlet with a smirk, almost. Not me and a regular guy, but quickly, you know, he pivots back to his self. How you say? I don't know. He's saying he's an irregular guy. Like that says something. Someone who's like who doesn't fit in almost, right? The mention of psychosis, you know, that creates a vivid image of just someone who feels, I guess, repulsive, but both physically and mentally. So his drug use is more than just recreational, which is something. It's a collection, he says, of ways to, I guess, cope with the demons in his mind. But I think the casual way he's when he says he's mixing the Valium, what he said, he describes mixing the Valium and the Xanax with wine, a little chilling, right? As it shows that how numb he's become now to his own dangerous behaviors, which is not good. So this is but I think that is the point of the song. So it's not a cry for help anymore. It's just a routine at this point. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you step in some dangerous territories. So I think it was very fitting that he wrote this song, because you can tell that this is something he went through. You know what I'm saying? And he could be going through it right now. I'm not sure, but I would say that these are the kind of battles that he faces and he conquers often, but they're never ending battles though. You know what I'm saying? So with God as my witness, I walk through the valley of the shadow of sickness. Ooh, that right there gave me chills. I fear no evil. I need no forgiveness. Deliver me from temptation. He never listens. He's just being honest, man. He's just being honest. Once again, you know, he borrows from his biblical imagery, which he does a lot, right? And he's twisting Psalms 23, the valley of shadow of sickness, right? He replaces death though with sickness. So he's pointing to his struggles personally with mental illness. So he claims he doesn't need forgiveness, right? As if his sins or struggles are too far gone to be saved, is what he means. It's not like he's shunning God away. He doesn't, I don't need you. It was like, yo, at this point, I've come too far. Like, I can't be saved. So that's the hopelessness. That's the losing all faith part. So, but yet he still there's still an element of pleading though. So pay attention to that, because he calls out to God. He's still asking for deliverance from temptation, right? But he feels like his prayers are unheard. So he's losing faith. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole point. So it sounds contradictory, but it's really not. These are real thoughts, what real people actually think about. I still go through this. So there's a deep sense of just abandonment here that he's going through, where faith has failed him and leaving him to battle alone almost. Right. And come on, we all felt that way. Even religious people, like, we felt that way. Like, we're at a point, like, damn, we're at a point where, like, I'm hold on, I'm holding my side of the bargain up. Like, where you at? You know what I mean? That's the test right there. Once you get to that point and you start questioning more, yeah, that's the test. And that's the part you got to get through. So even the instrumental, what I noticed at this part was just, it deepens, right? With the, I like the atmospheric elements where, the atmospheric elements were just swelling up almost, right? Making the listener, myself or you, like, at this point, now we feel submerged in Ren's mental state. That's why I pay attention to the production with him, because he wants you to follow him. You know what I mean? When you're listening, it's like he's talking, he's rapping to you, and he's walking. And he's walking through that valley of sickness, right? And it's getting dark or whatever. He's got his little flashlight. The flashlight's going off and on. The battery's dying. But he's asking you to trust him, follow him to where he's going, right? And you're being submerged in his mental state. I'm not saying that's what he wants you to. I just made that up, obviously, but I'm just telling you that's what it makes me feel. But I feel like that's basically what he's doing. I'm just creating a metaphor for it, right? It's almost like suffocating in, like, minimalism, I would say, just reflecting the suffocating nature of depression, despair that Ren is expressing here, right? So it's almost like the instrumental feels cold, isolating, and at the same time, it matches the desperation in his voice, though. I lift my eyes towards the end. I lift my eyes to the hills. Pain is my shepherd, my sword, and my shield. I find my refuges in patience and pills. Like, when he said it again, it just always, things are just, it just hits a little different for me, right? It just, to me, it was just like his shepherd, right? It's like the finale almost. So he's implying that all that he has left is patience and pills, and he's waiting and he's numbing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bit of a somber end, but fitting for the journey that he's been taking us on, though. So I don't look at song as, today. I look at it for what it is and what time it could have taken place, especially with somebody as smart as him. You know what I'm saying? But overall, man, I just think in totality, brutal honesty, portrayal of just mental illness, obviously addiction. We had some existential crisis at the same time. He's young, but he was in the middle of a crisis. It sounds like, right? Rents, his humor, his wordplay. What else? The dark imagery he painted for us. Vivid picture. I love it when he gets into these pockets and he just at war with himself. It seems, right. The instrumental was good, eerie a little bit at times, but I think his lyrics blended well with it. Just leaving the listener feeling just a bit unsettled as Ren himself, because he's unsettled in here, right? And he even ends it unsettled. So the track is raw, unsettling, but incredibly effective. Yeah, I would say. Lost All Faith, this is up there for me. The context of it, this kind of reminds me of which one did I just do that I really loved? Castle Made of Sand. Yeah. As far as like he's just rapping and getting to the point. Like I said, they're not gonna be my favorites because of the sonics, but they are gonna be the more important records to me. Thank y'all for tuning in. Listen, if you're this has been Ren Lost All Faith, episode 4 of season 2. Making a Renegade. Any episodes you might have missed, go to the description box below. I have now added all the episodes in the description. So all you got to do, go down there, click the link. If you can't click the link, it's probably because it's a Patreon exclusive. Join the Patreon. I don't know if the promo's still going to be running at this point, but we do have the first 10 to sign up for Patreon at GOAT Level 3 will be reimbursed instantly. So you get 1 month free, you get to binge everything, you get lucky. You get lucky. And if you love the content and you really appreciate what I do over here, I can only hope you stick around moving forward and you become a long life GOAT Level follower. Appreciate y'all. We out.